Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Freshen Up Friday. So today I'm going to be focusing on 4 rooms and 3 things each in those 4 rooms as normal for our Freshen Up Friday. So I have the living room, the baby's room, the bedroom and the kitchen to do today. And like I said, 3 things in each of those rooms. So I'm going to start off by doing the living room, and I want to hoover this rug and change it out because, to be honest with you, this rug needs a real good professional clean. It used to be so much fluffier and it's just getting me really annoyed with it. It just doesn't look good anymore, so I went ahead and rolled it up and put it back under the sofa, and I got my other rugs out until I can get it professionally cleaned, and at the moment with the circumstances I can't get it cleaned yet. So until then I'm going to put it back under the sofa. So then once I rolled the carpet up, I went ahead and hoovered the floor just to get all those crumbs up that were underneath the rug. And before I went ahead and put the rug underneath the sofa, I wanted to clear out underneath the sofas because loads of things get underneath here. As you can see, there's loads of crumbs, there's bits and bobs, and I just wanted to clear out and give it a good clean. There is also a couple of stains in the wall. As you can see, they do not come off, unfortunately, so what I'm going to have to do is take some of the paint that I have left over and paint over them, but I didn't have the chance to do that today, so I just went ahead and hoovered behind here, and then I also mopped behind here. So to mop, I'm just using my diluted Sephora, and again today I have the scent Midnight Blooms. It's my absolute favourite. It smells like alien. If you haven't tried it, you really do need to try it because it smells gorgeous. But I'm just using that, and I'm also using my Flash spray mop, and I've actually got the changeable pads where you can put them into the washing machine. I bought them off eBay, if you're wondering. I don't buy the ones that you can put in the bin. I just find it a lot easier to wash the ones that I always use and then just keep reusing them rather than spending loads and loads of money on ones that you're just going to throw away. And I wash the mop pads on a really high warm wash, and they come out literally as brand new and ready to use again. So once I'd finished cleaning behind the sofa, I went ahead and moved it back, and it was all lovely and clean under there, ready for the rug to go under it. And I also went ahead and did the other sofa as well. This one wasn't as bad, but there was a couple of toys and things behind it that needed to be moved, and it also still needed a good hoover and a mop. Also, while I was here, I went ahead and wiped over the top of my plug socket, and oh my gosh, guys, look at the dust that came off the top of it. It hasn't been wiped in a very long time. So a lot of dust came off that. I was very surprised. And also I did the same with the other one, which I did show you guys as well. A lot of dust came off that one too. So I'm going to go ahead and put the rug underneath the sofa. The only problem I had was the rug is very thick, and the gap underneath my sofa to the floor isn't that big. So I ended up having to squeeze it under using my feet. It was a great struggle, but I got it under in the end. I'm pretty sure last time that I did this, I most probably folded it a different way, so it actually fit quite nicely. This time I don't know what I did, but I managed to get it fit in the end. So now I'm just going to quickly give the whole floor a mop over, as I already hoovered it earlier on after I was moving the rug. And again, I'm just using my diluted Sephora in the bottle and giving it a good mop over. Alright, now to put my other rugs down. Carter absolutely loves helping me put the rugs down. He tends to launch them at me more than put them down on the floor for me, but that's his way of helping and I absolutely love it. So if you're wondering where these rugs are from as well, I know that they're personal taste. Some people like them, some people don't, but they're really nice in my opinion, and they've got a grip at the bottom of the rug so you can't trip over them, and they also stick in place where they are put. So these rugs are from eBay. If you want to know where they are just a set of washable mats, come in a set of 3 with a doormat as well, but I absolutely love them. And that's everything done in the living room. So I changed out the rugs, I cleared and mopped and hoovered under the sofas, and I hoovered and mopped the whole floor as well. So now on to our bedroom. I went ahead and changed the sheets, and I also went ahead and freshened them up with some Febreze. This Febreze smells absolutely amazing. It's the nicest one that I've found so far. I'm quite picky with the scents, but this smells so nice. And I also went ahead and put my throw over the bottom of the bed because I forgot to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and do this now. No particular way, I just kind of make these random little lines in them and just tuck it into the edges of the bed in a diagonal way going across the bed. Then I went ahead and cleared up my desk. So every time I do my makeup, I tend to leave my makeup out over my desk. It's a really bad habit. I do the same with my makeup brushes. So I went ahead and cleared everything off here. I had some wrappers as well from my ink, from my printer. So I went ahead and put them in the bin, and I just moved everything off. And I also went ahead and wiped it over again using my Zaflora and just giving it a quick wipe over. So the last thing I had to do in here was to give the floor a quick hoover over. I hadn't done this that long ago, to be honest with you, but because we've got a new bed, I want to keep it nice and fresh in here. So I quickly went ahead and gave the floor a quick hoover over. Then once the hoovering was done, I went ahead and took my Fabulosa foam freshener and just freshened up the carpet. And that's everything on my list for the bedroom. So I changed the sheets, I hoovered the floor, and I put all my makeup away on my desk. Onto the kitchen. So the first thing I wanted to do was put a load of washing in. So here I am putting a load of darks in. I needed to wash a bunch of Albert's clothes for work, and we had some other dark bits that needed to go in as well. So I went ahead and did this wash first. I also did another wash during the day as well, but obviously I haven't put that one in here. But this was the first thing that I wanted to do, and the fabric softener that I use is absolutely amazing. It smells gorgeous, and it's the gold. I think it's the Gold Orchid one by Lenore. I also use the boosters as well, and the washing smells absolutely amazing, whether it's dried on the line outside or whether it's put into the tumble dryer. Oh my gosh, my favourite scent ever. And I also have the spray that gets rid of the creases. If you haven't tried that, honestly you need to try it. It's a lifesaver. I don't even have to iron anymore. Ironing is my pet peeve. I absolutely hate it so much. So now that I've got that spray, I don't have to iron anymore, and I'm so happy. So if you haven't tried it and you don't like ironing, honestly, I highly recommend it. You should try it. So the next thing that I had to do in the kitchen was to give the counters a wipe over. So what I'm doing first of all is just taking a dry cloth and I'm wiping all the crumbs off. I didn't want to wipe them onto the floor because I'd already cleaned the floor just the day before. So I went ahead and scooped them all into my hand and put them in the bin. And then I went ahead and gave it a good wipe over, again using my Zaflora in the same scent, and I gave it a good wipe over. if you guys are wondering what's in my sink as well, it's my slow cooker pot. I made a slow cooker meal yesterday. We had pasta carbonara with chicken and pancetta, and now my pot is in the sink and I'm leaving it soak. If you're wondering what's in the sink, I have already done the dishes. It's the only thing I've got left, but I needed a good soak. So the last thing I've got to do in the kitchen was to wipe down the cupboards. Because they are white, they do need a wipe down every other day, only because I would rather wipe them down than have anything go on there and stay in the cupboards. Not that they do it, to be honest with you, this vinyl is really, really good and it does stick on there very well, and it comes up amazing as well when you wipe it. So again, I'm still using the Zaflora. I've used the Zaflora all around the house today and the house smells amazing. So yeah, I just went ahead and quickly wipe them all over, as well as the door handles to the cupboards. And that's everything done in the kitchen. So I put a lot of washing on, I wiped the counters, and I also wiped the cupboards and the door handles. Now on to the baby's room. So the first thing I had to do in Carter and Nirvana's room was organise this clothes rail. So if you would have watched my wardrobe organisation video for the baby's room, you would know that I ended up buying an extended pole for the cupboard that is in their room. It's supposed to be a wardrobe, but it came without a rail built into it. So I went ahead and bought one, but it was too small, but I ended up making it work, and in the middle of the night it ended up dropping to the floor and scaring us all, so it ended up failing. So I went ahead and bought this rail that is on wheels, and it's a double clothes rail as well. So what I ended up doing was sorting a bunch of their clothes out. So I didn't have all of Kat and Nirvana's clothes here. I had a very small pile of their clothes, only because I ended up running out of coat hangers. So I picked up some of their clothes to hang up. The rest of them are unfortunately still in their room, folded, ready to be hung up. But that's until I can get the rest of the coat hangers. So what I did here was separate the clothes that I had in this pile that weren't hung up already into Carter's pile and then Nirvana's pile. And then I pulled out all the clothes that were already on coat hangers here and hung them up on the rail already. And then what I did with the two piles that weren't on coat hangers already, I put them all on coat hangers and then put them onto the rail. And I ended up sorting through the clothes that were on the rail as well into order. So in Nirvana's pile, I ended up doing dresses. I think it was 2-piece sets, tops and jumpers, and like warmer outfits. And I did the same for Carter's. So Carter's was more of tops, jumpers without hoods, and then jumpers. And also he had a pair of new jeans that needed to be hung up as well. Like I said, all the rest of their clothes were still in their room because I didn't have enough coat hangers, but I cannot wait to see what this rail is going to look like with all of their clothes on here. Like I said, I don't put all their clothes on this rail. All their vests, pajamas and everything like that stay in their drawers, but as far as their tops, jumpers, jackets, outfits, everything like that, Nirvana's dresses, 2-piece sets, all get hung up. So I cannot wait to see what this rail looks like when it's completely full, because I know it's going to be jam-packed. I'll most probably end up having to buy another rail, to be honest with you, because that's how much clothes they've got. But so here all I'm doing is, like I said, I had those two piles. I'm going to hang them, put them all on coat hangers, then hang them up onto the rail. So I started off with Carter's, and then I moved on to Nirvana's. You've probably seen me do this method loads of times as well, by putting the clothes in a pile and then hanging them all in that pile, and then it's so much easier to move them and put them straight on to the rail. And here I'm just doing Nirvana's and doing the exact same thing. Alright, now that their clothes rail is done and ready to be moved into their cupboard, I went ahead and changed Nirvana's sheet. So Nirvana had hot chocolate last night in her bottle, a very milky one. Obviously she only had a tiny bit in it because she's still quite young, and she ended up spilling quite a bit of it over her sheet, so she needed her sheet changed. I just recently did Carter's. I only did Carter's, I think it was the day before yesterday, so Carter's sheet didn't need changing, but Nirvana's definitely did. So I went ahead and changed her sheet. This sheet is quite an odd sheet, to be honest with you. It doesn't actually fit the cot properly as it should. It's quite big and I don't really know why, so I do actually have to overlap it on the other side, but it still looks fine, and as you can see it has got blueprints over it. I do need to get some nice pink sheets for Nirvana. I'm still looking for nice ones. I don't want just plain pink ones. I want like really nice ones, like chevron ones, but I can't find them at the moment. So for now, the grey and this one is going to have to do. She has 3 sheets altogether at the moment, but I keep changing between them. But the last thing I had to do for the baby's room was to hoover the floor and then freshen it up with some foam freshener, and everything in the baby's room was all done. Alright, so that's everything on my Freshen Up Friday list done. So I sorted the clothes rail, I hoovered the floor, I changed Nirvana sheets, and I also foam freshened the floor as well after hoovering. So that's everything for this Freshen Up Friday. I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I really enjoyed filming it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.